while I don't exactly have the ultimate hacks to dominate learning to read Old Norse, I have some tips that I can share from teaching Old Norse at UCLA and then in my Zoom classes. 3 tips that came up today in my Beginner's Old Norse class that I wanted to share with anyone who's interested in the language. One is, there's a great website called Beyingarlýsing Íslensks Nútímamáls. Now that means clarification of inflection of modern Icelandic. But because Old and Modern Icelandic share so many features on the written page, it can be an incredible tool for reading Old Icelandic too. What you have to keep in mind in looking up words is the 2 major things that separate Modern Icelandic from Old Icelandic spelling. One is if an Old Icelandic word ends in consonant plus R, there's going to be a U inserted in Modern Icelandic. So Old Icelandic madr, Modern Icelandic maður. And then if you have O caudata or O slash in Old Norse, that word is going to be spelled O with 2 dots in Modern Icelandic. So sok versus suk, öks, still öks, but spelled differently now. If you remember those spellings, and Beyingarlýsing lets you just type the letters right under the search bar by clicking on them, put in any word, even if it's not the dictionary form of a word. It doesn't have to be the infinitive of a verb or the nominative of a noun. Click leita að beyingarmynd, that means search for inflectional form, and then click leita, that means search, and it will show you what word that comes from. It will show you what word to look up. Again, if you can convert it from Old to Modern Icelandic spelling, which those 2 tricks should help you with. Here's a second ultimate hack for dominating reading Old Norse. Remember that if han or that, he or it, is the first word in a sentence, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's the subject, because both of those words are identical in nominative and accusative. Look at the verb before you translate that as the subject, because very often those object pronouns will be the first word. A third trick is remember some very common words may be easier to find in less common meanings in the dictionary. For example, if you type verður into a dictionary like the Cleesby Vikvason, you're very likely to find worthy, when that's a much less common meaning of that word than the present singular of verða, to become or happen. So try to remember what words are actually more common, like verður becomes than verður worthy, or thaw then than thaw received.